Welcome in, everybody. It's another game recap of the Edmonton Oilers versus the Dallas Stars. Look, I'm going to tell you this right now. I actually started recording this video prior to the game finishing because I thought the end result was pretty much sealed. But then I stopped for a moment because there was a break in the game in which something serious happened. But we'll get into that. Prior to something serious happening, I want to talk about the Edmonton Oilers and the biggest problem and the biggest concern that they have. It has been a concern all year. I am fed up. I am sick and tired of having to worry about this issue. At first, it was offense. We couldn't score. At first, it was defense. So we didn't have a defender. Then it was goaltending because our goaltending was terrible. Then it was management. Then it was the coaching. Then whatever it is. The consistent problem every single game that I have seen over the course of this year has been goaltending. I cannot remember the last time we have seen goaltending from Stuart Skinner that is above 900 on a consistent basis. And if you guys want to debate that, I challenge you. Go onto the NHL website, go look at the statistics of the goaltenders that are currently playing in this season, and look at the overall numbers in terms of save percentage. And you tell me where Stuart Skinner sits. Bonus, you tell me if he has a better save percentage than Calvin Pickard. Because with everything that happened prior to this game, I have been systematically losing faith in Stuart Skinner. I don't understand how there are teams out there that are fighting for playoff spots and their goaltenders have above 900. There are teams who are not even in playoff spots and their goaltenders are above 900. Then there's teams who are well secured in playoff spots who have elite goaltending. I'm not even asking for elite goaltending. But it's tiring to see a goaltender over and over and over and over and over and over again. 70 plus games into the season, consistently hit below 900 in save percentage. Miraculously, we're winning a lot of these games because we have the two best players in the world. But tonight, we don't have those two best players. And so we fall to the Dallas Stars. Now, the way this game started, I'm going to tell you right now, as an Edmonton Oilers fan, I was not prepared for this game, knowing that we don't have McDavid, knowing that we don't have Draisaitl. This was going to be a challenging game. This is not playing against Seattle or Chicago or Anaheim or any of other teams that are not within the playoffs. This is a team that is guaranteed to be a contender, who have actually taken the ranks of potentially being a Stanley Cup favorite. I still don't think they're the favorite, but they are a tough test for the Edmonton Oilers. 110%, they are a tough test for the Edmonton Oilers. And here's the thing. When you don't have the two best players in the world, you expect everybody else to come together, work hard, and provide a team stability. Have team stability. Have a sense of team defense. Have a sense of standing up for your guy, fighting for the next guy on the bench beside you. But it didn't look like the Oilers had any fight for the first 40 minutes for sure. And then subsequently for the first 8 minutes of that third period until what happened to Stuart Skinner, which I hope he is going to be okay after this. I mean, that's 2 headshots in the span of weeks, so realistically, he should be going through a concussion protocol. I don't know how that works, but there is a concern for him. But before that, look, I'll give a credit to the Oilers. They came out, they played today. They tried. They weren't getting the bounces, but they tried. They gave it their best effort. They outshot the Dallas Stars by a wide margin. A wide margin. They out hit them, they outchanced them. They literally did everything in their power to beat the Dallas Stars. But what ultimately sank them is not team defense. No, goaltending. There were a couple goals that went in that should have been saved. Should have been. Because look, I'm comfortable with our goaltender letting in a few goals if by the end of the night he has an above 900 save percentage. Oh, guess what? Jake Ottinger from the Dallas Stars let in 3 goals in the span of several minutes. Actually, in the third period, we'll go through that scoring summary. In the third period, in a span of a few minutes, Jake Ottinger let in 3 goals. But guess what? He has an above 900 save percentage. Oh, and Dallas wins that game. Imagine if the tables were turned and we could have a goaltender that would steal us some games, a goaltender that would steal us the opportunity to at least win some of these games, especially when our depth players are playing. We're kind of down and out. We've slipped in the standings to now third in our division, which we're most likely going to be playing LA unless they went on a heater and Vegas slows down, then we might play Vegas. Or who knows, we might even slip into a wild card spot or maybe even out because there's 2 teams that are behind us and they're not that far behind us. We're slipping on goaltending. Now, tomorrow we're going to be playing Seattle, and most likely we're going to have Calvin Pickard in net. And Calvin Pickard has actually played quite well in terms of a backup role. But as an Oilers fan, if we're not making it to the Stanley Cup final this year, if we're having difficulty in round 1, which I hope we don't, but we might because guess what? LA's goaltender, Darcy Kuemper, he's got an above 900 save percentage. Actually, it's like 917 or something like that. So they've been getting stable goaltending. Then after that, we play Vegas potentially. Or we play Colorado in the next round after that. Or Dallas in the next round after that. Or Winnipeg in the next round after that. We potentially have the road of going through Darcy Kuemper, Aiden Hill, Connor Hellebuck, Jake Ottinger, Mackenzie Blackwood. Every single goaltender that is in the Western Conference is significantly better than our goaltender. And I know there's a lot of Oilers fans out there who have said, we just need Stuart Skinner or we just need any goaltender that we have to just play average or just good hockey. Well, what is the standard for good? Should it be in the 80s? Or should it be at least 900 and above? Because Tommy Salo was able to sport above 900. Curtis Joseph was able to sport above 900. UC Markkanen could sport above 900. Mikko Koskinen, we all know that. Mikko Koskinen could sport above 900. We've had several goaltenders in this organization that could sport at a consistent average of above 900. I have been holding my anger and my frustration because I want to give Stuart Skinner the benefit of the doubt. I want to give Calvin Pickard the benefit of the doubt because those 2 goaltenders led us to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup final last season. But you know what, guys? Reality check for Oilers fans. We're not the same team we were last season. We are much older. We are considerably slower. And our goaltending has not equated to what we saw last year. Not even close. So frankly speaking, as an Oilers fan, I'm still holding hope that they are going to figure this out. They are going to get better. And as the playoffs start, maybe they kick it into another gear. We get Connor McDavid back. We get Leon Draisaitl back. We somehow magically get Trent Frederick back because I guess we traded him and he was an injured player. So we have to wait almost the end of the season to get him back. Then we get Kane back, and then we're gonna go on this magical run. I don't see it. I'm hoping that we get there, but even if we have everything clicking in place, goaltending cannot be this bad. There is no way that we can win a hockey game, let alone a playoff game or a round. Last year was an absolute fluke. I will admit that as an Oilers fan. Just Stuart Skinner's save percentage throughout the whole run of that playoffs was by far lucky. But there's no way that happens this year. Not with sub 900 goaltending, whether it's Stuart Skinner or Calvin Pickard. I'm not going to be I'm not going to be focused on one guy. I mean, I could because as a fan, it's frustrating to see it, but I'm not going to focus on one guy. I'm going to focus on the issue at hand. The goaltending must be significantly better than what we're seeing now. Because what we're seeing now, I would be surprised if we could make it out of the first round. And that is with McDavid. That is with Draisaitl. That is with Frederick. That is with Kane. That is with Hyman. We have a lot of offensive power. We have a lot of offensive strength. We've kind of shored up our defensive strength there. But goaltending is not working. And then when we go to the offseason, I'm not going to jump too far ahead, but if we go to the offseason and we are get bounced in the first or second or third round, if we're bounced in the Stanley Cup final, I mean, honestly, all four rounds. If any point in time we are bounced out of the Stanley Cup playoffs this year, the first thing the Oilers need to look at is, well, getting Connor McDavid signed. I don't think that's going to happen unless he knows we have a legitimate goaltender who's going to steal us a few games. Because he could easily leave for a team that has that quality goaltender. So he can just focus on the offense. We need Evan Bouchard signed. I don't know what dollar amount. I'm not going to pitch an idea for a dollar amount because we need him signed. He's a pretty good defender. I think he's one of the top 5 defensemen in the league, if you're going to ask anybody. But our priority should be looking to stabilize that goaltending. Now, some people want to get rid of Stuart Skinner. That's fine. Some people want to keep him. That's fine. But I don't think he's a number one option. If he is, at best, he is a 1B option. And remember the guy that nobody wanted to trade for, or apparently people wanted to trade for, and he apparently wanted to come to Edmonton? Gibson. Oh, yeah, his team, Anaheim, they're not in the playoffs. But guess what? His save percentage is actually better than Stuart Skinner's. Now, cap-wise, dollar-wise, I don't know how that would have fit. Just we probably wouldn't have gotten Wallman, probably wouldn't have gotten Frederick, but I digress on that whole thing. But the thing is, we need to have a goaltender that can consistently be good, not streaky. Because when he's streaky and he's on a bad side of that streak, it's really bad. He lets in terrible goals, soft goals. He's not able to stop. I mean, how is it that Jake Ottinger can stop a puck that was shot from to his right side and immediately come over and make another save right on his right side within seconds? But our goaltender can't seem to position himself correctly to make a save. We need better goaltending. I don't know if it's the coach. I don't know if it's the goaltending coach. I don't know if it's the goaltender itself, because, I mean, look at all the goaltenders that have left Edmonton that have thrived and have had better careers or have better numbers literally the season afterwards on worse teams. But when a goaltender is here, very recently they've been struggling. Jack Campbell was apparently an amazing goaltender. That's why we signed him to that deal. What happened? People are going to say, okay, well, we had Jack Campbell. Stuart Skinner wasn't supposed to be in the starting role. He got kind of thrust up there because everything that happened with Jack Campbell. Okay, great, cool. So that means if you thrust him up into that role, our goaltending coach should prepare our goaltender to tend the goal. I didn't see that. I didn't see that at all. And I haven't seen that this season. And I'm going to tell you, as an Oilers fan, I'm not happy with that. I'm not satisfied with the type of goaltending that we're getting. Look at Vancouver. Thatcher Demko consistently has had trouble with injury, but ever so often when he comes back, he plays lights out. Is it our goaltending depth that we have to worry about? Is it I don't know. Now I want to evaluate the depth of our system and see if we have quality goaltenders out there who one day might turn into a Jake Ottinger, or one day might turn into a Connor Hellebuck, or one day might turn into any goalie that is better than the type of goalies or the system of goaltending that we are getting now. I say this as a fan because it's frustrating to see. I'm rooting for them to figure it out. I'm rooting for Stuart Skinner and Calvin Pickard to just figure it out. I don't know what it is that they need to do, but whatever it is they're doing now, this goaltending is not going to cut it. Not for the playoffs. We are 72, 73 games done with this season. We have only a handful of games left. At most 9 or 10 games left. We have to figure this out because this is unacceptable. This is absolutely unacceptable. And that's my piece. That's all I'm gonna say on it. I have to get that out as an Oilers fan. That's my opinion. That's what I believe. If you guys disagree with me, just drop it in the comments. I'd like to hear what your guys' opinions, what your guys' thoughts are on the goaltending situation in Edmonton. Maybe I'm just a fan that is, I don't know, losing it. Maybe I'm fearful of what's happening because I'm not liking what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing that is the goaltending is not passing the numbers test, but most importantly, it's not even passing the eye test for me right now. So that's something that I think I would like to hear your guys' opinions on. Maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe you guys got to talk me off a ledge. Just bring me back. But this, I cannot stand by or sit and watch these games anymore and see this goaltend and be afraid of what type of goaltending we're gonna get for that night. Now, the caveat to all this is yes, in some cases the team defense does have a breakdown. I get it. It happens. But ideally you would like for your goaltender to be the calming presence and stabilize things back there. And maybe steal a few saves for you. Steal a game for you when the team in front of you is not performing or they can't put in the goals or whatnot. You want that goaltender to steal games for you. And it's possible. Why? Because look at Calgary, for example. They have a rookie goaltender, Dustin Wolf, who is stealing games for them, and they're winning games by 1 goal. That's all it takes. I don't know whether it's the vision of seeing the puck, pregame preparation. I don't know. I really don't know. But I've said my piece on it. Let's talk about the scoring summary. I'm going to kind of breeze over the fact that Dallas had a 4-0 lead essentially for the majority of this game. If you guys want to know who scored, go ahead and just read the screen right there. Natural hat trick by Jason Robertson. Good for him. Great. Happy for him. But the Oilers really kicked it into high gear the third period. Because, look, for the majority of the game, the Oilers were actually outchancing. We're shooting the puck more. We're playing considerably amazing hockey, but they just couldn't find a dent in the armor. They couldn't find a crack in Jake Ottinger's amazing game until the Oilers go on a power play. But prior to that power play, Mikko Rantanen decides to go for a puck that was dumped into the Edmonton Oilers zone. Well, it was shot off of Stuart Skinner. Stuart Skinner jumps to kind of make the save. As he's coming down, he's in a defenseless position. Mikko Rantanen's thigh, knee, sweeps past Stuart Skinner, proceeds to hit him in the head, knocks him out or injures him. And there was no penalty on that, by the way. I just want to let you know, which is something that I hope the NHL does look at. Accident or not, that is a player safety issue. Serious cause for concern for Stuart Skinner. I hope he's okay. But the Oilers go on a power play a few minutes later, and it's Corey Perry, after doing a little talking trash to Mikko Rantanen and letting him know, don't touch our goaltender, proceeds to get the Oilers' first goal in the third period, and that was on the power play. His 16th, assisted by Jake Wallman and Adam Henrique. Then, about 3 minutes later, we have Adam Henrique, who scores his 10th of the season from Corey Perry and Evan Bouchard. And in between all this, guys, I just want to let you know that there was one more run taken at our goaltender. This time it was taken towards Calvin Pickard. So Dallas decides that they're just going to run the Edmonton goaltenders. And at least this one, there was a penalty called. However, the Oilers got a penalty. I don't know, but that's we kept our power play. That's where you see Adam Henrique score. And he scores from the slot, kind of middle slot area, and beats Jake Ottinger. Now the Oilers fans, we have life. We're excited. I was excited. I was like, okay, this could potentially be a comeback. The Oilers deserve a comeback because they've been outplaying Dallas without their top two stars. And here we go. Zach Hyman with at 18:35 in the period scores his 26th of the season, assisted by Evan Bouchard and Matthias Ekholm. Now, keep in mind, our net was empty in order to get this goal, and we got it. And then after that, we pull the goaltender, and we're doing everything in our power, but unfortunately, the Oilers fell short. This third period of how we pushed and almost came back against the Dallas Stars, the Oilers are capable of this. And we didn't even have McDavid or Draisaitl. Could you imagine if we had those game breakers? But either way, that's your scoring summary. Now, the Oilers are going to be going into a game tomorrow against Seattle. Most likely, they're going to hop on a flight after this game and go right to Seattle and get ready for a game. This should be a game that we win. It realistically, I know we don't have McDavid. I know we don't have Draisaitl, but we've beaten Seattle. We should go in and win, and maybe keep that momentum going, because the toughest matchup that we have coming up is a team that is currently fighting for a playoff spot in Calgary. The Battle of Alberta this Saturday is going to be insane. And for any Oilers fans that are out there who have seen the history of this and know the history of this is going to be a game with implications galore. Now, it's going to be difficult for the Oilers because they don't have McDavid and may potentially not even have Draisaitl. But this is a team that is fighting. Calgary is a team that is fighting to get into the playoffs. And frankly speaking, there's always something on the table when it comes to these two teams. So as an Oilers fan, I'm not really excited about the Seattle game. I'm more excited about the Calgary game on Saturday, so we'll see what happens. But we should realistically go into Seattle and win. We do not want to start a losing streak that could potentially put us in a harmful situation come the end of the season, because the Oilers don't need to be fighting for a wild card spot. They need to be in one of those top three positions because, look, we might go again fourth year in a row against the LA Kings, which kind of makes me nervous because, look, we've beaten them 3 times. The more times that we play them, I'm afraid that they're going to start to figure this out. But for those of you who are interested or have known the history of the Battle of Alberta, you'll know that this is going to be a fantastic game on Saturday. If you're new to hockey, I highly suggest that this would be a game that you watch because it's going to be intense. And I feel like there's going to be some raw emotion there from two teams that are desperately trying to find positioning, whether it's in a playoff spot or whether it's in the top three of the division. It's going to be a fantastic game. And for those of you who are Seattle Kraken fans, you guys have a great team there. And I'm excited to always play you guys. I mean, I think you guys have you have all the tools there. You have the opportunity to make the playoffs. Probably not this year. Next year we might see something different. But the Oilers are going to play the Seattle Kraken tomorrow, and I believe that is at 9 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Mountain Time. But don't confirm me on that. Just you can go onto the NHL website and look for that information. I'm not sure if I can really pick a player of the game for this game unless I'm picking from Dallas, and obviously I'm going to give it to Jason Robertson because he did have the natural hat trick in the second period. But when it comes to the Oilers' determination and the Oilers players who are playing without their star players, everybody is showing a will to keep battling. That's what I've noticed. That is what I've noticed. And yes, the bounces don't seem to be going our way. There's a lot of frustration that exists, but as long as we keep pushing, we should be okay. And what I stated earlier, our goaltending has to improve. Whether it's Calvin Pickard, whether it's Rodrigue, whether it's Stuart Skinner when he comes back, the message I have for the Edmonton Oilers and all Edmonton Oilers fans is we can no longer accept average goaltending. We can no longer accept just being good enough. We need to start accepting better goaltending, elite goaltending. That's the only way we're going to win. But that's it for me. That's my reaction on this game today. It was a fun game to watch after the third period because the first two periods, score wise, wasn't that fun. But just watching the Oilers play is always fun. But guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe if you are enjoying my rants. I don't know. And on top of that, feel free to share out the video because we are growing little by little. I'm trying to chase that goal of 100 subscribers. We're at 88 right now. So I would like to see if we could get to 100, and then maybe the next goal would be 250. But I can't do that without you guys. So again, thank you guys for all the interaction, all the engagement. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great night. I will see you guys tomorrow, and then after that, I will see you on the next video. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like the content, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. It means the world to me to have your interaction, and I will catch you on the next video.